What's up, my gang members? We've all been there, doom searching for drop vocals. But by the end of this video, we're never doing it again.
Never.
Welcome to the Cracked Vocals Masterclass. As always, make sure to like, comment, and smash that subby butt. If you want to upgrade your production arsenal, we got all kinds of sauce at crackedrecords.com, including 350 of the best Serum 2 presets on the planet. We're humble here. And for those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Morgan, and this is Cracked Records. And this is Cracked Records. All right, you guys know the drill. Lock in. Because what I'm about to show you is going to change the way you produce music probably forever. Because I'd argue that searching for vocals is the biggest bottleneck for dance music. So if you get this shit down, it's going to be easy mode for your production. All right, let's start out with the sauce check. So all 5 of these tracks are made from the methods that I'm about to show you, and they all come from my voice originally. Let's run it.
If you ain't moving, then the party don't want ya. Now put your hands up in the sky, I know you wanna. If you ain't moving, then the party
We don't want you.
Break it down, play to the bass like it's your mantra.
Stop it. Another one.
Take control, bodies burning on the floor. Head to roll, party till the speakers blow.
Easy. Another one.
Move it to the left, right. Wind it up just how you like. Move it to the left, right. Make it dip, we can go all night.
I mean, it's just a fucking layup. Then here's part 1 of the track we'll be looking at today.
I want that bassline, don't want no melody. I want that bassline, party till no memory. Dance floor is the legacy. Can you bring the energy? Can you bring the energy?
Part 2.
I got the big boss energy, party to the death of me, dance floor the legacy, all baseline no melody. Big boss energy, party to the death of me.
And then here are my vocals, which we use to generate those.
I got the big boss energy,
Ayy.
party to the death of me,
Ayy.
dance floor the legacy,
Ayy.
all baseline no melody.
All right, here we go. Lock the fuck in. So there's 7 main steps to get to the results that I just showed you. So for step 1, it's gonna be developing the main concept / song title. So if we look at the note I made it for this song, you'll see at this top section, we have these buzzwords. So essentially you're just gathering a bunch of material to start writing your main idea around. So if you're completely new to songwriting, the first way to do this is completely through AI prompting. So an example prompt that I would use would be, give me 3 random vocal styles that would work well for dance music hooks. An example would be female Rasta, etc., etc. And the reason why I like to use random vocal styles is it's just gonna stretch the bounds of your creativity and give you just a better result and keep you from doing just like the deep male vocals every time. So after you get that, the next prompt would be, give me 5 artists that fit in this style. And then once you get that list, you're gonna search those on Spotify and listen to some tracks for inspiration, check out song titles for anything that inspires you, or randomly look at song lyrics and look for a line or phrase that inspires you. From there, what you're gonna wanna do is just start making a list, and these will all sort of come together later on in the process, but you're just sort of brainstorming and getting all of your ideas down. If you wanna keep following this rabbit hole, what I like to do is use the song radios, and then once you hear a song that you like, you could just hit the 3 dots over here and then hit go to song radio, and then just keep on following the rabbit hole and taking more and more notes. The second option would just be to use the random vocal style from above and then prompt, give me 25 buzzwords or song titles that would work for a dance track in this style, and then you would add those to your list. The second method for getting your main concept would just be to freestyle it, and this does take quite a bit of practice and feels weird as fuck, but essentially the concept is you just get a little beat going. And from there, you're just gonna start freestyling just rhythmic gibberish until you get sort of like, the words will literally just come to you. It's kind of hard to explain exactly how this works, but this is how actual vocalists do a lot of their songwriting, is you're just like, ba da 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 da, ba ba da 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 da, ba that bass line, and then the words just sort of like come to you over time. And it definitely helps to just get weird with it because it's going to be something that's super uncomfortable. So just like stand up and just loop it and then just start just fucking saying whatever comes to your mind. And then as you start doing this freestyle method a couple times, you'll start to just start thinking like a songwriter. So whenever I'm at the gym or just in the car listening to music and there's no vocal on top of a beat, it just develops over time. Like I'll literally just think of a vocal hook to go on top of a beat. And from there, I have an entire list in my phone of just small ideas. And I'll just stop the music when I get one and just record a quick voice memo and maybe even do like the fucking synths in there too. And then when you're back in the studio, you'll just refer back to it and sort of develop the idea from there. The next step is gonna be finishing the hook. So I like to get at least 4 bars of vocals to work with, even if I'm not gonna use them in the end, just because a lot of people forget this with dance music, but the only way that someone's gonna remember what your fucking song is if there's a vocal element that's memorable. So if you just have 1 bar of vocals, you're way less likely to have someone remember that song. So the more that you have, the more likely it is that they're gonna remember it and then go to save it to their playlist or download it to play in a set. The first method for doing this can be done completely with AI prompting as well. So you would pick your favorite concept and prompt write me a 4 or 8 bar insert style that you had from above and dance hook about insert concept / song title. So you would take one of these, like wind it up or make it dip, which is what I had down here. And then you would just put in ChatGPT, like write me a dance hook revolved around this idea. And then from there, you just get like a line or a couple lines that work together, and then you could build it out from there. The second option, if you had a more developed idea, would be to figure out your rhyming scheme and prompt, give me a list of words that rhyme with insert word from your concept. So it'd be like words that rhyme with dip if this was at the end of my phrase. And then you would get words like sip or fit, and then you could just sort of fill in the blanks from there. Or you could prompt, give me X amount of options to connect your buzzword with the rhyming word. And the second method would just be to freestyle it. So as soon as you get more practice with it, the words will just kind of like come to you. So if you just keep on looping the beat and you just look at your buzzwords or concepts, then you'll just like automatically start to just figure out the lines from there. And a quick side note, you're gonna wanna just write down everything that you think of, because if we go back to the ideas over here, this was the first concept that I came up with.
Move it to the left, right, wind it up just how you like. Move it to the left, right, make it dip, we can go all night. Move it to the
But as I was exploring that idea, I figured out the line, I want that bass line, don't want no melody. And that's how I sort of got onto this new idea, which I was more happy with. So you're just gonna wanna just keep on flowing through it, just keep the motion going.
I want that bassline, don't want no melody. I want that bassline, party till no memory. Dance floor is the legacy. Can you?
And then you're just cranking. The next step is gonna be expanding the idea. So the goal is to develop 8 or more bars of songwriting and ad-libs to inspire happy accidents and give yourself more to work with. And an example of this working is, for this idea, I started with the male vocals, so these ones.
I got the big boss energy, party to the death of me, dance floor the legacy.
And then I literally just had ChatGPT write me a female response to those vocals. So this one talks about the big boss energy. So I wanted the call to be, can you bring the energy? So I just used that concept, which you could see right there. And then I just like reverse engineered this line to come first. And then we have the call, and then the male part is the response. And some AI prompting that works for this step is give me 10 plus variations of my hook, give me 10 plus verses that would go well with my hook, give me 10 plus insert alternate gender, so like I did with this one, to act as a call response to my hook, or give me a list of 25 plus ad-libs that would work well with my vocal. And for the ad-libs, what you're gonna wanna do is you could either record them over the beat, like in the spaces that there is, or you could just record them one after another after the main vocals stop, because you're gonna wanna use that later to convert them with AI. The next step is gonna be happy accident exploration, AKA sauce check. So you're gonna wanna use your lyrics and vague prompting to explore happy accidents with Suno. So the workflow for this would be input your lyrics into Suno. For the prompt, the first line is gonna be the main prompt. So insert gender style, like the female Rasta vocal, over insert random genre style, like trap beat at the BPM that you want. So it would be a female Rasta vocal over a trap beat at 150 BPM. And then the second line would be the vocal is some sort of descriptor, so rhythmic, deep, clean, dirty, and the vibe is another descriptor like dark, industrial, dancey. So you're gonna generate 10 plus tracks while experimenting with different descriptors and the weirdness and style settings, and then listen for any vocal inspiration like vocal chops or like a new flow or cadence. So when it gives you results, it's gonna have like a different cadence than what you might have recorded. So in this step, we're just listening for any sort of inspiration that might be a little bit different from the way we thought of it. So then we could just get a better result. So if you get any generations that have like a cool vocal chop or something, what I just do is just like it. And if I get an entire cadence that's I think is better than mine, you're just gonna export the stems and then use that to re-record over. Step 5 is gonna be actually recording the demo vox. So if you do not do this, you're gonna spend fucking days trying to get the proper flow and cadence with Suno. So as you can see right here,
Big boss energy, party till the death of me.
so you're just gonna wanna record the exact placement of the words so that you could use the cover option in Suno. And for the processing, you could see it's pretty light on this. I pretty much just compressed it because I already have like a low cut and stuff on my vocal chain. So yeah, you're just gonna use glue compression to flatten the peaks and balance the levels, then EQ out the super lows and maybe add some like a high shelf just to give it some clarity, and then cut out any like silence or any like room noise, just so it's cleaner for the recording. Another huge part of this step is exporting it with the verse 2 times as long. So just duplicate it and play it back to back, because the shorter it is, the more it's gonna try to fuck around when it's giving you the conversion in Suno. So as long as you can make the verse or as many different iterations as you can, you're gonna wanna do it, just because the result is gonna be better and it's gonna save you hours of trial and error. And keep in mind, you're gonna also stack the ad libs to come right after this. So it just gives you all of them in the same voice and you don't have to keep doing another generation to try to get the ad libs and then they sound completely different. So just keep everything in one recording so that when you get a good result, you're good to go. Then for step 6, we're just generating the final vocals. So you're gonna wanna upload your demo vox to Suno and then make sure the lyrics are correct. Then for the prompt, you're gonna do, the first line is a insert gender style, like female Rasta vocal over a insert genre style. It doesn't have to be exactly what the style that you're trying to make, because sometimes it'll give you a little bit more inspiration if you just keep it vague, but you definitely wanna keep the BPM in the same BPM that you wanna write in. Then for the descriptors, this would be the second line. You're just gonna wanna change around how you're describing the beat and vibe to get different vocal styles, because you don't have a ton of control. So if you change it from like clean to dirty, you might get a completely different style of vocal that'll fit better. So this is where you kind of just have to get weird with it. And for actually generating them, it usually takes like 5 to 10, but it can take more if it's giving you just like a completely random style that doesn't fit. So if you're getting a style that doesn't fit, this is the prompt that I use in ChatGPT. I go, I'm generating vocals in Suno, but I'm not getting the results I want. I want the vocals to sound like X artist. And then you're gonna say, give me some alternative prompts to achieve this style without using the artist name, because you can't use the artist name in Suno. And then you're gonna give it your current prompt after that. Then after you get something that you're happy with, you're gonna export the stems in the wave tempo locked format. And then if you can't figure out the key, you could either I use auto key by Antares to figure out the key of the vocal, or you could use like the synth stems with auto key to figure it out, or you could use like the root note of the bass in the bass stem. And the last step would just be to make sure that song claps those yeeks, baby. Let's get another sauce check.
Move it to the left, right, wind it up just how you like. Move it to the left, right, make it dip, we can go all night. Move it to the
All right, gang, that's gonna do it for the vocal sauce. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and check out crackedrecords.com for the best production tools on the planet. I mean, come on. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.